Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is your educational engineer speaking, and we're going to briefly talk about this question about what is engineering. Now, this is a huge subject, so we're just going to touch briefly upon it. Um, First of all, if you look at some definitions, you got all these things here. You can pause it, you can read through all of them, but you're going to notice some repetitive themes to it. So, science, technology, some keywords, design, building, the word science again. You got physics, chemistry in here, which are obviously sciences, mathematics. So, all of these things are very important topics that engineers actually need to be familiar with. And I like this little summary definition that I wrote down here. They're all about problem solving. So engineering is all about the solving of problems. So if you're an engineer, your primary goal is to solve a problem. Now those problems don't necessarily have to be, major safety factors. We like solving a problem of making an earthquake-proof building. It could be as simple as making a better component for a pen. It could be something safety related for a car. That's how airbags came into play. Somebody realized, hey, there's a problem with uh, the safety of passengers when they get in an accident. What happens if we put this airbag in there? What will happen? So what do engineers do? They offer a service. You're hiring an engineer, or engineers work for companies, and they're basically selling their brain power. That's what they're doing. Is they're doing the thinking. They know a lot of again, math and science, and they're offering their service and their skills in order to solve that problem. They can develop solutions. They can test solutions. They can develop and test solutions to the problem. They can oversee contractors because they're the ones usually not getting their hands dirty, because again, they're the ones that are doing the thinking. They're coming up with the plans, and then they will say to somebody, um, like a contractor who is building a house. Here, you need to build it this way. Follow the specifications and make sure that the specifications meet my plans or meet your what you're building. So they're the brains behind the project. There's numerous types of engineers. I mean, this is not supposed to be an all-inclusive list by any means. There's all sorts of different types of engineers. This is just ones that you will hear about on a more regular basis. Just a couple that I wanted to point out just to clarify. So computer engineers, yeah, they can design the latest video games and make the new Wii, the new Xbox, but they're also the ones that are designing the computer systems that your calculators will run on, or every car has a computer. Nowadays, if the computer isn't in a car, then that car can't function properly. I don't even know if they would even turn on at all because of the software that the computer engineers have designed to allow all the parts to communicate with one another and know what to do. Electrical engineer, I'm just pointing this one out because I don't want you to be confused with an electrician, but somebody has to design all the wires and the outlets and everything that goes into a building. Not only that, but some electrical systems for major buildings, major machines. Those are super complicated, and there needs to be an electrical engineer to make sure that all the electricity is going through the right way and there's not too much power or not too little power in order for all the components to function correctly. Mechanical engineers, those are the ones that are designing a lot of the stuff around you, and everything from the computer that you're holding, with the hard components anyway. Somebody designed the size of the screen, the size of your keys. Mechanical engineers sat down and actually created all that. Worked with other engineers too, like a materials engineer, to figure out what materials would be best. Structural engineer, anytime we say the word load, we're referring to weight. So there's somebody that actually took a look at houses, for example, and your house can only withstand a certain amount of weight, or the wood that holds it up has to withstand a certain amount of weight. That's what we call a load. And there's different types of loads depending upon what the situation is. So they use technology to solve problems, and we can go into all sorts of definitions about this. I mean, the first one is pretty complex, only because it's using a lot of verbiage. Second one down, I mean, the use of scientific knowledge for improving the way to do things, and that's pretty basic, straightforward. So all of these are definitions of technology. Okay, engineers use it to solve problems. Which of these definitions is the best for technology? They all describe technology. Engineers need to have many different types of skills. They need to be able to do all the outcomes that we talk about at school. They have to keep very meticulous notes. Sometimes there's legal ramifications for their work. If I'm a company and you're hiring me to design a new skyscraper, and I do all this work, and then I give the specifications, the measurements to the contractors who are actually going to do the building, and then the thing collapses and potentially hurts people or kills people, well, then you're talking about, some major serious lawsuits that they're going to come back to you, and you signed off on it if you're the engineer, and they're going to say, hey, this was supposed to work. So a lot of times engineers will go above and beyond what is expected. So they need to be meticulous. They need to communicate. Okay, all the things that we keep telling you as teachers, those are the skills that are essential to engineers.